What if I told you there's a naturally occurring peptide that builds collagen to reverse your skin aging, strengthens your hair follicles to help prevent thinning, and supports muscle recovery for better body composition? And it does it all at the same time. Most people are spending hundreds, if not thousands of dollars per month on separate supplements or peptide protocols to address each of these issues. But there's one peptide that actually addresses all three through a mechanism that your body already uses. And I'm gonna show you exactly how GHK-Copper works, the complete protocol for using it, and why this might be the most underrated longevity peptide out there that nobody's talking about. I started using this about 6 months ago myself for a shoulder issue, and what happened actually surprised me. I'm Dr. Jones, DC, and I coach thousands of patients on metabolic optimization and peptide protocols through our nationwide telemedicine clinic. This passion of mine comes from my own experience with metabolic health. I lost 100 pounds through intermittent fasting and strategic metabolic optimization protocols. So I started using GHK-Copper primarily for some shoulder and back issues from training, but within about 4 to 6 weeks, I noticed my skin quality changing, better texture, and better elasticity. And around 8 weeks, I started noticing that I had to shave my freaking head more frequently because the growth rate of the hair had actually noticeably accelerated. Too bad it didn't fix the multiple bald spots I have, but let's not cry over spilled milk. My fiance actually noticed that the skin changes before I ever did. But now I work with our medical practitioners, helping people optimize their longevity protocols, and GHK-Copper has become one of our most versatile tools. So let's dive right in. See, here's what most people don't understand about aging. It's not one system breaking down. It's actually 3 interconnected systems that are declining at the same time. By age 30, you're losing about 1% of your collagen per year. By 50, you've lost 30% of the collagen that you had in your 20s. This is why skin starts to sag, wrinkles deepen, and you look older despite being healthy. But it's not just cosmetic. See, collagen is in your joints, your tendons, your blood vessels. Collagen loss affects your entire body. The second system, you have hair. Hair follicles weaken with age due to decreased stem cell differentiation and shorter growth phases. This affects men and women. Thinner, slower growth, weaker strands. You're looking older, feeling less confident, and spending money on treatments that don't address the root cause. The third system, recovery from training slows down. Inflammation takes longer to resolve. Muscle adaptations diminish. You can't train as hard, you can't recover as fast, you lose muscle easier. And less muscle means a slower metabolism, easier fat gain, which can hinder your fat loss success. Now, here's what's fascinating. There's a naturally occurring peptide in your body called GHK-Copper, a copper peptide that regulates all 3 of these systems. At age 20, you have about 200 nanograms per milliliter of GHK-Copper in your body. By age 60, that drops to 80. That's a 60% decline. Your body already knows how to build collagen, strengthen hair follicles, and support recovery. GHK-Copper is the signal that tells it to do so. What if you could restore those levels? So let me break down exactly how GHK-Copper works at the foundational level. Once you understand the 4 mechanisms, you'll see why this one peptide can do so much. Okay, mechanism number 1, anti-inflammation powerhouse. Here's what makes GHK-Copper different from other peptides. It addresses inflammation at a systemic level, not just in one tissue type. Studies show that it reduces inflammation markers like TNF and IL-6, and in our practice, patients using GHK-Copper often show improvements in oxidative stress markers, which aligns with what the research suggests about its antioxidant properties, meaning it helps protect you against cellular damage. And as we age, chronic inflammation is one of the most root causes of the aging process. Skin breakdown, hair follicle damage, and slower recovery, even cognitive decline. GHK-Copper doesn't just mask inflammation, it reduces it systemically, which is why it affects multiple systems. This is what I experienced the first time with my shoulder. The inflammation reduction wasn't dramatic, it wasn't overnight, but within 3 to 4 weeks, the chronic tightness that had been there for months started resolving. Mechanism number 2 is the antioxidant defense system. You see, GHK-Copper doesn't just reduce existing damage, it increases your body's internal antioxidant production. So studies show that it boosts glutathione and superoxidase dismutase. Fancy words for your body's natural defense systems. This matters because oxidative stress accumulates over decades, and by boosting your body's defense systems, you're addressing aging at a cellular level. And we're only halfway through the foundation here. The next 2 mechanisms are where regeneration actually begins. Now, if this foundational aging mechanism is making you think about your own longevity strategy, we actually offer discovery calls where our patient advocates can assess your specific needs and help you understand what's actually declining in your system. You can text the number on the screen, or you can check out the link that I'll leave in the description for you if you want to explore that. But first, let me show you mechanism number 3, because this is where regeneration actually happens. Okay, numero tres, stem cell activation. One of the most fascinating discoveries about GHK-copper is its effect on stem cell differentiation. So studies show that it increases integrin and P63, which are stem cell formation markers. It creates young, healthy stem cells, and we see it most clearly in the hair follicles, where GHK-copper literally creates new follicle stem cells. But the mechanism isn't just limited to hair. The stem cells support what appears to be in multiple system and multiple tissue types. This is why GHK-copper doesn't just slow aging, it promotes actual regeneration. Pretty badass. So ultimately, we're creating young, healthy stem cells, and this is gonna happen across multiple tissue types, including hair follicles. Mechanism number 4, wound healing and tissue repair. Your body naturally releases GHK-copper when you're injured. Studies show that it increases angiogenesis, blood vessel formation to injury sites. It increases connective tissue formation and triggers adhesion molecules that make tissue stick together for proper healing. Your body already uses GHK-copper for repair, so we're just supplementing what declines with age. This is why it works for everything from post-workout recovery to surgical healing to chronic injuries that won't resolve. The wound healing mechanism applies to the micro damage from training, not just cuts and scrapes. That is why we get that enhanced muscle response. So we got the 4 foundational mechanisms: anti-inflammation, antioxidant, stem cell activation, and wound healing. Now watch how those mechanisms power the 3 main benefits: collagen and skin quality, hair growth and thickness, and muscle recovery and body composition. Real quick, if this approach to longevity optimization is resonating with you, hit that subscribe button now, because we put out 2 videos per week on metabolic health and peptide protocols, and more importantly, the strategies that actually work for long-term results. And it also helps out the channel big time, so hit that button right now and turn on the bell. Now, let's talk about how these 4 mechanisms create visible skin improvement. The foundation mechanisms in action. Here's how they create the first major benefit. GHK-copper influences the gene expression for collagen formation. What we see in the research is that it affects the matrix remodeling enzymes in a way that favors net collagen production. Essentially, it's creating conditions where your body builds more collagen than what it actually breaks down. There's a net positive collagen production. Specifically, it increases type 1 collagen, which is your skin's structural foundation, type 4 for the basement membrane, and type 7 for that skin elasticity piece. We all want that supple skin look. But here's what most people miss about collagen. It needs elastin to function properly. Collagen provides the structure, but elastin provides the flexibility. Without elastin, collagen becomes rigid and brittle. Like leather, GHK-copper increases both collagen and elastin, which is why skin doesn't just get thicker, it gets more supple. This was one of the first things that I noticed personally within about 6 to 8 weeks of starting GHK. My skin texture changed. Better elasticity, better hydration. My fiance actually commented on it before I brought it up. You know, she's got me in this whole skincare routine thing, but which told me this wasn't just in my head. That's when I started diving deeper into the collagen research and understanding why this is actually happening. Okay, so the complete collagen protocol. Now, you're gonna wanna work with your healthcare provider, of course, before you get on any prescriptions or anything like that, especially when it comes to peptide dosing or sourcing, or you can just reach out to us, of course, the link in the description. But understanding the framework helps you have informed conversations. Tier number 1, GHK-copper dosing. For general longevity, most people are using 2 to 5 milligrams daily as a small injection underneath the skin into the fat tissue. I inject this in the morning. This is a long-term protocol. Think several months at a time, not just weeks. Tier 2 collagen support, about 30 grams of hydrolyzed collagen peptides per day. This means it's broken down for better absorption. Timing for this doesn't really matter. I personally love collagen peptides in my coffee in the morning. GHK-copper triggers collagen production, but you need about 1,000 milligrams of actual vitamin C for the synthesis. You also need glycine and proline, which you get from things like bone broth, gelatin, or collagen supplements. Why this matters? You see, when you're optimizing for longevity and you want maximum collagen production, your body needs the raw materials. The peptide provides the signal, but the supplements provide the building blocks. Okay, tier 3 is topical enhancement over the skin. GHK-copper works well with hyaluronic acid topically. Now you can use retinoids like tretinoin in the evenings to complement the skin rejuvenation effects. This is very powerful. You can also use topical copper peptide serums. Also very powerful. Tier 4 is lifestyle factors. You gotta reduce your UV exposure because excessive UV exposure will definitely work against the skin benefits. If you're going for that, use sunblock every single day. This is my favorite sunblock that you can use. It's actually nice because it's mineral based and doesn't leave a shadow on the face, and that was super hard to find. I actually had to try a ton of different sunblocks to find this one. Hydration matters big time. About 1/2 to 1 ounce of water per pound of body weight. Sleep is essential. Every human needs about 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep. Most people notice improvements within 4 to 8 weeks, sometimes longer, with deeper changes taking 3 to 6 months. By the way, guys, I have a pretty thorough skincare routine. I'm not gonna lie, my fiance got me into it and I kind of obsess over everything I do. If you guys want me to make a video where I break down my personal skincare routine, which includes the tretinoin, the vitamin C, the GHK copper peptides, and everything else that I do, drop in the comments if you think that'll be helpful for you. Men and women, this is a powerful skincare protocol. Okay, same 4 mechanisms, different target tissues. Hair follicles. Hair follicles weaken with age because stem cell differentiation decreases, and the anagen phase, the active growth phase, it gets shorter. This is why hair grows slower, thins out, and eventually stops growing in certain areas. Yours truly experienced this at a really young age. Both men and women experience this, just in different patterns. Now remember those stem cells that we talked about in the foundation? In hair follicles, GHK copper creates new follicle stem cells. And studies show that it increases integrin and P63, which we talked about earlier. These are stem cell formation markers, and it extends the anagen phase, meaning your hair stays in the active growth phase, and it stays there longer. And it strengthens the follicles structurally, making them more resistant to damage and that premature shedding that we all hate. I noticed this around 8 to 12 weeks where I shave my head several times a week to keep this nice shiny bald look that seems to work for me. I have a very clear baseline for growth rate, and I noticed that I had to shave more frequently because of this peptide's effect. A little annoying if I had to be honest. All right, here's the complete hair protocol. Again, work with your provider on this, but the framework. Tier 1, GHK copper dosing, same as the collagen protocol, 2 to 5 milligrams daily. Here's the reality with hair growth. The cycles are slow. You're looking at 3 to 6 months to see significant results because you have to complete a full growth cycle. Number 2, nutritional support. Hair is protein. You need about 0.8 to 1 grams of protein per pound of body weight. Supplement with some biotin too as well, about 5 to 10 milligrams of biotin per day. Check your ferritin levels, which measure how much iron is stored in your body to make sure that there's not issues with your iron. Zinc, you want to supplement about 15 to 30 milligrams a day. High quality omega-3s, about 2 to 3 grams per day. Okay, tier 3, topical strategies. You can add 5% minoxidil, which has proven hair growth effects and works through a different pathway than GHK copper. They can be stacked together. Scalp massages are going to increase blood flow to the follicles. Even 5 minutes daily makes a measurable difference. Low-level red light therapy is showing some emerging evidence for follicle stimulation. And then tier 4, optimize your hormones. Thyroid function impacts hair health dramatically. For male pattern baldness, addressing the hormone DHT, which causes hair loss, may be necessary. Manage your stress because cortisol damages your hair follicles. Here's the key. This works best as a prevention or early intervention. If you've already lost significant hair loss, regrowth is harder than preservation. The anti-inflammatory effect creates a healthier follicle environment. The antioxidants protect from damage, and the stem cells enable regeneration. The wound healing mechanisms actually build a stronger structure, same foundational mechanisms, but different application. This peptide is pretty awesome, guys. Third application of the same foundational mechanism, recovery and body composition. As you age, recovery from training gets slower, inflammation resolution takes longer, muscle adaptation to training stimuli decreases. This is why older lifters can't train as frequently, they don't recover as fast, they don't build muscle as easily, or sometimes they lose their ability to build muscle entirely. Less muscle over time, slower metabolism, easier fat gain, and just degradation of overall health. GHK copper addresses this and improves this ability through anti-inflammation and wound healing properties. So let me be clear, GHK copper is not a muscle building peptide like growth hormone peptides. What it does is it supports recovery, it reduces inflammation, and it supports tissue repair and helps resolve training damage faster. The anti-inflammatory effect reduces recovery time. The wound healing mechanism addresses muscle micro damage, which means better muscle repair. Every workout creates micro traumas. That's what's happening when you lift weights. You're literally tearing these muscle fibers to get a response. So the wound healing improves that ability. Connective tissue repair, angiogenesis, which is blood vessel formation, improves for better nutrient delivery. You get structural rebuilding. This is especially relevant for anybody over 50 who's still training seriously. GHK-Copper's anti-inflammatory properties address both acute injuries and chronic inflammation from training. My recovery improved noticeably. Soreness dropped from 4 to 5 days to 2 to 3 days. I noticed a bit of soreness improvement. I personally was less sore. I noticed this in my workouts. Here's the complete recovery protocol. As always, check with your healthcare team on this. Tier number 1, GHK-Copper dosing, same thing, 2 to 5 milligrams per day. Some people prefer post-workout dosing for recovery focus, but daily morning doses is fine. That's what I do. Number 2, protein strategy. Again, 1 to maybe 1.2 grams per pound of target body weight. Timing for workouts matter, but ideally just get protein throughout the day. 30 to 40 grams post-workout. You can even add a little bit of leucine for better muscle growth. Tier 3, resistance training. You got to get your butt to the gym a minimum of 3 days per week in order to actually create the stimulus. Progressive overload. You have to challenge your muscles consistently all the time to continue to get results. Maintenance training, which means non-progressive, leads to a decline of muscle over time. Think compound movements, focus on squats, deadlifts, presses, rows, movements that recruit more muscles in your body. 4, creatine. 5 grams per day, no loading phase needed. Benefits are muscle preservation, performance, strength, cognitive support. This is one of the most studied supplements, an excellent safety profile. I have a full video on creatine. You guys should go check that video out later. Tier 5, recovery optimization. Make sure you're sleeping 7 to 9 hours for repair. Manage your stress, control your cortisol. Active recovery on off days improves circulation. GHK-Copper with proper protein and resistance training allows you to maintain muscle and strengthen into your later decades. With this protocol, you can maintain or even build muscle if you're consistent, if you put in the work. All right, quick question. Before I show you how to integrate all 3 systems, which of these benefits is the most important to you right now? Is it the skin and collagen, the hair growth, or the muscle recovery and body composition? Drop a comment and let me know which one makes more sense to you. So this one's cool. Let's talk brain health, because this might be the most important longevity factor. Studies show that GHK-Copper protects against cognitive decline through reduced brain inflammation. In sleep-deprived mice, those taking GHK-Copper maintained cognitive function, while those without it showed severe impairment. The hippocampus, which is the part of your brain that handles memories, showed reduced oxidative stress. This connects back to our foundation: anti-inflammatory, antioxidant effects working in brain tissues. As we age, cognitive decline is one of the biggest fears. GHK-Copper may help preserve brain function by reducing that neuroinflammation. If you've ever had terrible sleep and still needed to perform the next day, this one is fascinating, but long-term, this can be significant for maintaining cognitive function as you age. Same GHK-Copper dosing covers this. It's systemic. Managing a nationwide clinic while filming requires high cognitive function. My mental clarity has definitely been noticeably better. Quick question, have you ever used GHK-Copper before, or is this your first time learning about it? Let me know in the comments what you think about this peptide so far, or if you know anybody that's tried it. Now let me show you how to integrate all 3 systems into one protocol. Daily integration in the morning, GHK-Copper injection, collagen peptides with vitamin C at breakfast, or if you're fasting, you can have it with your coffee in the morning. Post-workout protein, daily supplements for hair and recovery support, resistance training 3 times per week minimum, optimally sleeping 7 to 9 hours per week, topical creams at night, blocking sunlight, using sunblock in the day. Costs about $50 to $100 per month for GHK-Copper compared to hundreds, if not thousands of dollars for different supplements and different peptide protocols that don't work at the foundation. Now, let me be clear. GHK-Copper is optimization, not magic. You can't peptide your way out of poor sleep, bad nutrition, or no training. What it does, though, is it amplifies results from doing things right. It restores what declines with age, so your efforts actually work. This is a long-term strategy here, so think months, not weeks. Now, if you're thinking about implementing this protocol and you want professional guidance on dosing, sourcing, or integrating this into your program, considering everything else that you're doing, and you want to have some confidence behind a backed protocol, we offer free discovery calls where our patient advocates can assess your specific situation and help you understand what's actually going on metabolically speaking. You can text the number on the screen, or you can use the link that I'll leave in the description if you want to explore that. If you guys enjoyed this video, check out this video right here where I break down the 6 most powerful peptides that I see and we use in our clinic every single day. We'll see you guys later.